The record shows 5 o'clock, a meeting is declared, the quorum is declared. The first item on the agenda is, the minutes from June the 26th, 2025 board meeting. Can I get a motion to accept or reject June the 2026 minutes?
I make a motion to accept the amendments for, um, June the 26th board meeting.
Are there any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
I just have a motion carried. Next item on the agenda is the resolution 25-4A, public hearing on the capital improvement plan. So I'll turn this over to trustee to speak on the resolution.
Madam President, you have to, I'm sorry. You have to do the executive session summary. Okay. Be that, executive session
The
summary.
notice of executive session, is that,
Is that, do you have it? We'll get it. This here? No. This one? We'll get it. No. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Executive session meeting memorandum. The Center Township Board held an executive session on Wednesday, July the 23rd, 2025 at 4 p.m. in the second floor conference room, Junior M. Carson Government Center, 300 East Fall Creek Parkway, North Drive, Indianapolis, Indiana, 46205. The meeting was held pursuant to IC 5-14-1, 5-6, 1B, for the following purpose: discussion of strategy of a real property transaction, including a purchase, a lease as lessor, a lease as lessee, a transfer and an exchange or sale by the governing body up to the time a contract or option is executed by the parties. No other subject matter was discussed in the executive session other than what was publicly noticed.
Can I get a motion to accept?
I move that we accept the executive session summary. A second?
Then move the second that we accept the executive session minutes. Are there any other questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Uh,
I just have a motion carried. Yes. I need, you got the, I need a motion. Motion.
I believe you started a
Right.
motion for
Right,
now.
let's talk about it. So I ask, is there anyone have anything to say about resolution 25-4A, public hearing on capital improvement?
Yeah, are you guys gonna walk through it or?
we can, I can turn it over to, Eric Bailey.
That'd be great.
All right, so yeah, you have your capital improvement plan, and this, real quick, is the direct result of Senate Bill 1, the state wanting the townships to turn over up to 30% of any unused funds from unrestricted funds. So we have 3 unrestricted funds, which would be the rainy day, the general, and then our donations fund. So what we've done is we've put together a plan, capital improvement plan, to show what we anticipate doing with those funds so that we, in fact, don't have to turn them over to the road fund. So if you look at the expenses, that will show you what we anticipate spending and the year that we anticipate doing it. And then if you look back at the page 1 in the yellow column, there is no amount there because we have managed this year to use those funds in the capital improvement plan.
Say that last bit again?
This yellow part on page 1,
Mm-hmm.
that's where, that would be the 30% that we would be turning over. And as you can see, there's no funds there in the yellow. So we've managed to use the funds that we have for our capital improvement plan, on our capital improvement plan.
Were these amounts, were those discovered through the P&A property needs assessment that you were looking to get?
We had discussed that previously about doing the needs assessment on the building. And we've talked to many vendors when things break down. So yes, a lot of that is from all of that.
Eric, I'm looking at the last page, which itemizes what you guys plan on, which is really exciting. And I see, a building like this costs a lot of money when it's this old and hasn't been serviced, right? I got a question about the construction of building or structures.
Mhm.
Can you talk to us about that line item, 2 new houses for unhoused, and just kind of the tentative plan?
So we have, right now, we have a tentative plan in 2027, if not sooner, to build 2 homes that what the township can use for the unhoused for a more immediate need. So that way we would be able to take a family or individuals and actually place them in the homes that the township owns. One of those we anticipate building at our Browse Avenue location. That's currently a vacant lot. So we anticipate using that location to build at least 1. That's what the 2 are for the building.
And then TBD on the second one?
Yes.
Okay.
So you building 2 houses and one house is to put a family in? Just one family?
Not necessarily just 1, just as needed. Yeah, whatever the need is, we would have that space in order to be able to place them in those homes.
Idea of how many people you're going to be able to get into the 2 units, the 2 planned units, or what your goals are,
I don't,
or what the township's needs are?
Yeah, so we are looking at, it's a duplex model.
Mhm.
So we'll have 3 bedrooms on each duplex, so that could potentially be 1 family on one side, 1 family on the other, or maybe 2 individuals. The second house, we're looking at building on some existing property we have. North of this fence of the court parking lot, we own a parcel there that is unimproved that we're looking to put a property there on. Put one of the duplexes on there. So they'll kind of fit into the neighborhood. There is a model that the Mapleton Fall Creek CDC uses. They're building duplexes around the neighborhood, and we're gonna look to use some floor plans that are similar to that. So we're hoping to be able to get, a family in one, usually with families, we're seeing some families with a mother and 7 or 8 children. And those are the most difficult families to house because until we can find them a more permanent solution, a lot of the shelters can't house them. So you might have 1 family in 1 duplex, you might have, 2 individuals or 3 individuals in the other duplex. So we're hoping to at least be able to serve, we'll have 12 bedrooms at the least. That we're hoping to serve. And it's just emergency until we can find them something more permanent. It's not
Oh, okay.
long-term living. We're not leasing up.
They say they can go all bad, boy.
Yeah, no, we're not in the landlord business. It is just for, if they present at our office, we've had cases where people present on a Friday night, or we get a call on a Saturday,
Right,
and we may need until Monday or Tuesday
right,
to find something. So,
okay.
Like shelters, they allow them to stay 45 days.
yeah, just until we can get something.
Sounds good.
And then, oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm also curious and excited to see this line item about the shower trailer. What sort of lifespan do those things have? I'm kind of curious. And what kind of hookups do they need?
It'll be custom built, so I think it's
Oh.
we're going through the design process now.
Uh-huh.
So the lifespan will depend on what materials you use. Are you
Okay.
using aluminum, or what are you using?
I wasn't sure if it was like one of those mobile ones.
It is.
It is.
Oh, okay.
But they're custom built.
Ah,
Let me know if it's to get outside
Yeah,
and
those
see that
are
model.
ticket.
Cool, yeah.
We have them out in our parking lot,
uh-huh.
like at least once a month.
Yeah. It'll be nice to have them.
We'll have our own.
Very cool. That's all the questions I had on it. Thank you.
I get a motion to accept or reject the resolution adopting, capital improvement plan.
This resolution 25-4A.
Yeah.
Okay. I move,
Madam Chair.
We need to open and close the public hearing.
Sorry?
This is a public hearing. You have to open and close it.
Can I get a motion to open the public hearing?
Make a motion that we open the public hearing.
I second the motion.
And you add the agreement.
Are there anyone from the public? Hearing none, can I get a motion to accept? Get a motion to close the public hearing.
I make a motion to close public hearing for today.
Been moved and seconded that we close the hearing. All those in favor?
Aye.
Now, can I get a motion to accept the resolution adoption of the capital improvement plan?
I move that, we accept resolution 25-4A.
Yeah.
Okay. Resolution pursuant to Indiana Code, 36-6-9-6, adoption of a capital improvement plan. Read the whole.
Been moved and seconded that we accept, the adoption of the capital improvement plan. Are there any other questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
I have a motion carried. Next item on the agenda is, resolution 25-4D, adopt the small claims court financial policy. Madam President, we'll turn it over to Judge Brenda Roper, Center Township Small Claims Court. Judge.
That one you signed by.
Attached.
Oh, Bill? Okay, let me start. Madam Chair, Madam Trustee, Board, and guests and members, good afternoon. I'm looking at what you have before you is a proposed adoption of the court financial policy. However, what you have in your packet is
not exactly what the court has noted. I don't know if I think to provide additional copies of what the court, actually, our comments were related to the policy, or. Because I'll tell you what, the initial 3 pages, and ours is still 3 pages as well. The written portions, my staff and I, we went through and cleaned up the language in this. It didn't, I don't want to even start with the.
Can we have them to make copies so the board can see what you're talking about?
I'll take care of it. And I started 3 copies.
You're referring to this report here?
I don't know. This is that.
That's what I'm,
Said the first 3 pages.
yeah, it's only 3 pages, yeah. The charges seem to be fine. You just went through and cleaned up some of the language.
So the other part of the back is small claims court, bank reconciliation, all that's okay.
We'll leave that pieces. I'll double check as we go through the.
Well, can we move on to the next part of it? Resolution 25-4 C form 17 small claims court salaries.
We can. What you have before you in resolution 25-4C, is the proposed, salaries for the, for the ensuing year. There were, starting with the small claims court judge, there was, not a change July 1st of 2025. There was not an increase, for my salary. So that remained the same. We'll see if there's any changes for July 1st of 2026. We're probably anticipating that this being the figure, the 138,972, but we'll see what the legislature tells us. Because they may not permit any kind of increase. The other numbers that you have before you, I do have 2 part-times. And I have an office manager, a team lead, and 6 clerks. And those numbers that are presented are as stated. And if I do have a full-time employee that has a specialization, such as being bilingual, I would ask the board to consider to approve that variable of the 2,000. Looking for such a number. But what's presented before you are the proposed, is the proposed resolution as to the salaries for the Center Township Small Claims Court and officers and employees.
These are the salaries you asked for 2026.
I believe this is the beginning January 1. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Bilingual is only 2,000 a year. What that person do?
It would be an addition. So they would be a clerk, but if I had a clerk who was bilingual, that would be great.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I will note that this year has been a very, I want to say costly, but I can't think of another word for it. We've had a lot of litigants that have come before the court that have needed interpreting services, and we've been able to provide that. But I know next year, one thing I'm going to look into is finding some grant money to assist with that particular line item. This year, we just had a lot of litigants that needed interpreter services, and we provided. So that's just, and
Not even sure how to describe it. I was speaking with the accounting team about that, but it's just been a lot. We've had a lot of litigants that needed the interpreter services, in which has been a factor of our budget for this year, as well as other things. But that's been the expense for that this year has just been, I haven't seen that expense since I've been on the bench, and I've been on the bench 11 years. So
Is that $2,000 the same as it was last year?
I can't remember what it was last year.
I mean, is that enough to help you?
Well, for the employees, it would be like if one of my clerks was bilingual and she provided, I would say she, because I have one male, but he's my courtroom manager and that's a whole nother story. But, if a particular clerk also provided bilingual services, I would say that extra 2,000 would go to her salary. Am I looking at that correctly?
Yes.
Yes, okay, yeah.
So that's my question
Mhm.
is that enough to help you get those employees that you sound like you desperately need?
I really don't. Because when it comes to being a court clerk, it's difficult finding the right person in that position, regardless of their bilingual skills. So
I've seen the budgets for other small claims courts in Marion County, and I'm wondering if Center Township has historically created a line item for interpretive services as like a vendor that you use. I know that that's what they do out in Pike Township. Has
we
that
all
ever,
use the same.
we all use the same
Yeah.
vendors?
It's in court interpreter.
Okay, so is there not like
It's
a
a budget.
bucket for that? Oh, so this is just the 100 salaries. Got it,
Yes.
got it.
I wish my interpretive budget was only 2,000 a year. No, I wish that could be it, but
Thank you for that clarification.
a lot of requests and I'm glad that we're able to honor that, but it's kind of, we've been working on the budget to make sure that we can make sure all the bills are paid. So did you want to finish with 25-4C before we go back to?
Go ahead, yeah.
Okay. That's all I had on 4C unless there's anything.
We'll go back to the financial policy. Policy.
Okay, do you need to vote on this or anything, or we just,
We're not voting on the budget.
you're not voting on anything? Okay, this is just informational today. Great, okay.
Oh,
tonight?
Yes, for the court, yes.
Only for the court.
This for the, these salaries that was presented to us today are the same from last year or more.
They are the same. The court did not have, sufficient revenue in their budget to give it.
Can I get a motion to accept or reject the salaries? Wait a minute, gotta open it up to the public. Motion to open it up to the public. Am I right? Oh, we already opened it
No,
up.
this is not a public hearing, this particular item.
Can I get a motion to accept or reject?
Anyway, I make a motion that we accept resolution 25 4C, Form 17, small claims court salary.
Then move to second that we accept resolution 25-4C form small claim salary. Are there any other additional questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have a motion carried. Okay, Judge, then we're back to your financial policy, small claims court.
Okay, so I would probably say we could probably look at them both at the same time, because they're really all we really did was go through and clean up some language. There, but hopefully the proposed adoption will be the one that was presented today. And I don't know if we're not voting on these, right? I just want to present them for your consideration and then review, and then next meeting you vote. Is that what we're doing?
There's one on the agenda to be adopted tonight, but the
Okay,
board could
no.
table it.
Okay, after the discussion, okay. I have to I just wanted to see the verb, but, I have, for me, what was initially presented by the Reedy, right? Is it Reedy? Reedy Financial. I have them on my left side, and on the right side is the comments that my court had made, just to make it easy if you want to look at them at side by side. First, you started with in the name. I know it's petty, but it's important. We went through and updated the correct names of the staff members because we had some incorrect spellings there, so we fixed that. Noting, looking at the section with the cash receipts, if you look at the on the right side where it's highlighted in yellow, it says proof of payment is, well, let me ask you this, I'm sorry. Do I need to read line by line? Because I can, instead of me just saying what the differences are. What would you prefer?
Highlighted copy so they could see it.
Okay,
Judge Roper, I think it'd be helpful for me if you would explain what we're looking at and what's the purpose of this document first, and then,
okay.
you know.
Purpose of this particular document?
Yes.
Okay, so the financial team had presented accounting policies and procedures for consideration for the court. That's what this document is. Okay, so my staff and I, we went through and compared what was the suggestions compared to what we do now based on our resources and staffing, okay? So, yeah, so that's the difference between them. So just starting with the cash receipts. I think that's probably the big one right there. For the court, what we're noting is that cash receipts refers to all forms of payment accepted by the court, and that includes cash, business check, money order, credit and debit cards, and online payments. And then we have the window clerks, they accept the cash and garnishment payments, and talk about how those payment methods are, which are cash, business check, money order, or debit card. And we also have new filings, which is accepted by cash, business checks, or money orders. We do not accept personal checks for new cases. Okay. And those are presented to the court office. Then we have we receive the transactions for entering into the accounting software by the court, by the window clerk at the time of receipt, and proof of the receipt is printed and returned to the payor. Proof of the payment is retained by the electronic record system, which is Odyssey. Odyssey keeps an electronic copy of all of those forms of payment. So, for example, like for credit cards, we do not make a copy of the credit card and put it to the receipt. We don't do that. Which is actually what leave it there. For payments made by a credit card or debit card, a copy of the card receipt is attached. Well, I think now they told me they didn't do that. But if the proof of payment is retained, yeah, okay. I would say they did not do that, but apparently they do it. I stand corrected on that. So if someone does present a credit or a debit card, they will copy the card receipt is attached to the proof of payment, and that part is retained by the court. I have to follow up on that, but so we did not, but okay. In the event of accounting software outage, cash receipts are recorded in a handwritten ledger. The handwritten proof of receipt is returned to the payor, and then the records in the handwritten ledger are promptly entered into the accounting software once it becomes available. So if we have an outage, we have to use handwritten records, we do that. Once the system is back up, we record what we need to record, so we can make sure that all of that information stays in the electronic record system. Seals are used to cut, did I miss one? No, let's do that. Seals are used to calculate, like that. Seals are used to collect daily cash receipts. The daily combined starting seal, the starting balance for all the seals is $100. So it's not 100 separate pockets, it's $100. At the close of business each day, the till of the window clerks are reviewed by the office manager, and the till of the garnishment clerk is reviewed by the team lead. The till of the courtroom is typically handled by the team lead, but that is reviewed by the garnishment clerk, and all tills are given to the garnishment clerk, who closes and reconciles the till at the end of the day. One of the things that the financial team had noted is that we needed to, as a court, have a better system of checks and balances when it comes to those TILs, those monies that come in. So we had come up with this system so that everybody's work is checked. So that's what, and I wasn't sure if that was. The end of the day report is reviewed by the office manager. The team lead will review the report if the office manager is not available. Cash checks and money orders received each day are removed from the till and stored in a secure location. Access to the storage location is limited to the office manager and the team lead. And then we wanted to double check, make sure this next section, next statement, that the reconciled till reports may compare to the register of items held for deposit weekly by the office manager or the team leader if the office manager is not available, prior to cash checks or money orders being transferred to the trustee's office for deposit. Then I had the question of what is the register of item report? So I was thinking I probably need to find the accounting team. What exactly is that? The register of items report, is it a breakdown specifically of the number of checks or the number of $10 bills or $20 bills? Or is that what that means? Is that how you look at that?
What is there, yes.
A listing of what is there. Okay. That's what we thought, but I put the question in there just to, all right. Any discrepancy between the till report and the register of items held for deposit is investigated and corrected at that time. It's not something that we hold on to. We take care of that immediately. Cash check, the money orders received by the court are transferred weekly to the trustee's office for bank deposit. A transfer form listing the details of items being transferred to the trustee's office is completed and signed off on by the office manager or the team lead. Upon receipt of aforementioned items, the authorized signor of the trustee's office will sign the form to acknowledge receipt of the items. And a copy of the form will be retained by the court and a copy will be made available to the trustee's office. Cash receipts received through the web-based program, because we do have options that litigants can make payments online. So that's a plus. Those are receipted into the accounting software on a daily basis. So funds that we receive on Wednesday, those will be uploaded on Thursday and so forth. But we do those on a daily basis. It's not an automatic as soon as the payment is made, but it is taken care of by the next business day, early the next business day. Payments made through the official court website are processed through an outside vendor. The end of the day receipt report is generated in Odyssey and is reconciled to the web-based payment system reported daily by the office manager. Reconciliation of discrepancies are investigated and corrected at that time. So just like the previous statement, when it comes to if it does not reconcile, we take care of that immediately. That's not something that can roll over to the next day. We have to take care of it to figure out what happened and get that resolved. Monthly interest earned on deposits held in the bank is receipted into the accounting software by the accounting clerk. Cash disbursements. Cash disbursements refer to all forms of payment remitted by the court. They include, but are not limited to, cash checks, ACH, and online payment transactions. Garnishment payments are paid weekly, are paid by the court weekly. Garnishment payments are created 7 days after receipt to ensure that the payments are received to the court. Yes, we do make sure that we have the money in the bank before we issue checks. We've had a couple of issues where we had to resolve that, but we do hold on to, when we receive a garnishment payment, we hold it for 7 days before we release it, just to make sure those funds are good. The weekly payment checks are generated by an automatic process in the accounting software, and it's initiated by the garnishment clerk. All information for garnishment payments, including the payee name and address, are entered into the accounting software by the entry clerk as mandated by judicial order. Payment checks are printed on pre-numbered check stock. Payee information, payment amount, check date, and approved signatures are generated by the accounting software and printed on the check at the time of the payment. The cause number and party names are generated on the check stub. Completed checks will be held at the small claims court office in a secure location for pickup or mail by the recipient as mandated. And if that's not timely picked up, then at the end of the month, all the checks that we have, we mail those out. Outstanding checks are reconciled at the end of the month as part of the month-end reconciliation report, which is completed by the accounting clerk. Any checks remaining to be picked up, like I said, are picked up or mailed out, or they need to be picked up, those will be mailed. I wrote that twice, but that's okay. Adjustments to the garnishment payments may occur as mandated by the judicial officer. Adjustments are entered into the accounting software by the office manager, team lead, or the garnishment clerk. Monthly payments to the Center Township trustee and the Marion County auditor are processed by the team lead or the accounting clerk if the team lead is not available. A payment report is generated on Odyssey. Printed checks are reviewed against the payment report, and the report is signed by the judge, and a copy is retained for court record. Constable disbursement. Odyssey case management system, they gather the fees for processing. These fees are paid to the Center Township Constable via the court. For disbursement, the Center Township Constable submits an invoice of service of processes completed by the officer. Should be in, by said, it should be officer. The team lead of the Center Township court compares the invoice to the cause number as noted in the Odyssey management system. When the cause number appears, the team lead creates the check for disbursement. If the cause number appears for payment, but it's not in Odyssey, the team lead investigates to determine if the fees were or were not paid by the litigant. On occasion, service process fees are waived by the court. The check is generated by the team lead and presented to the Center Township Constable for disbursement. And we do this on a weekly basis with the disbursements each Friday. So with Odyssey, when a service or process fee is paid, it actually just goes into this bucket. And it just sits in this bucket and it stays in that bucket until it's told to move. And the way it moves is when the constable presents his invoices that says that we did these service or processes and therefore we're entitled to payment for as such. So that's how we happen, is that now we have an invoice system. We didn't have an invoice system before, but we do have one now, and it seems to be working very well. Voids of payment checks are recorded in the accounting software at the time of the void. Copies of the voided check are retained by the court office. Voids of payments can only be initiated by the office manager or the team lead. Bank reconciliations are completed by the accounting clerk within 45 days of the end of the month. Discrepancies identified during the accounting process are presented to the team lead and office manager for investigation. Corrected entries are made by the team lead or office manager prior to reconciliation completed. Completed reconciliation documents are reviewed, approved, and signed by the judge. The approved reconciliations are forwarded to the Center Township Trustee's Office for final review. And there you go. Daily reconciliations are completed by the accounting clerk on the web-based payments. Daily reports received by email from the web-based payments are analyzed against a report of the daily transactions that have cleared the bank. The discrepancy between the web-based payments and the system that's noted are presented to the Odyssey Help Desk for investigation and correction. Corrections are promptly entered into the Odyssey system by the accounting clerk. Now, one thing we did notice is that the section is titled payroll. Payroll is performed by the Center Township Trustee's Office. We noted that that was the third sentence in the very first paragraph, so we thought it was kind of redundant, but okay, we just left it there. And then the information about the capital asset records are maintained by the Center Township Trustee's Office. So that changed. I know that was a lot. That was the proposed that we had. Let's go through the cleaning up moments. Yes.
So it sounds like these are like checks and balances to make sure all the finances in the court are being handled in a way that we know we're dotting i's and crossing t's. So we certainly appreciate the work that went into putting this together. Is this in a format that you're happy with, or do you feel like you need more time to give it a last once over and then revisit with us next time for approval?
No, I'm happy with the form of it. The only question that we had was, we just wanted to make sure for accounting that we're using the right form to create the register of items. That's the only thing the only question we had. We were not quite sure what exactly that looks like, because I think we tend to, once we give you the report, we don't know if we're itemizing it the way that you want us to, or that it should be, or what have, just let us know and we'll just do what we need. But this was, yeah. Like I said, for the most part, it's pretty much the same as the Reedy report. It's just kind of, we just went through and just found some language that didn't quite look right. And then we realized when names were misspelled, and we were like, okay, let's just start at the beginning and go forth. So I think initially we had looked at it and it looked as though things would work as initially presented, but then when we compared what they were noting and how we were.
How it actually worked.
It didn't quite work out.
Uh-huh.
But then one thing I will say is that with things that we hadn't thought of, this report made us think about, was that we do need to have a better checks and balances when it comes to looking at each other's works, especially on the financial piece. And I must say, we've been very blessed and lucky that we've never had a financial issue. And my administration, I'm gonna say that out loud, thank you, Lord. And we want to keep it like that. And I think this will help us keep it that way. So I appreciate what was initially presented, but we just wanted to upgrade it and bring forth and do more to make sure we stay where we need to be. Just transparent and open. And on budget.
So we started with Reedy Financial to help assist in our internal controls throughout the entire agency, both for the trustee and for the small claims court, to shore up deficiencies, make sure, like Judge said, that not one person is doing everything, financially. So, I mean, this is, for me, it's a good start. Yes, it's better than where we were. It's moving us forward to where we need to be.
And when will the next time this procedure be revisited again and updated? What's the frequency with which we're gonna be making sure our internal controls are
We're
current?
doing it in stages. We started with the small claims court, and then next we're moving to the township. But in the township, we're going to start with the representative payee program.
Mhm.
We're gonna go through the process with them, and then we're gonna move to the township, the finance department, to make sure, again, if we can address any deficiencies, put into place standard policies, processes, things like that, so that we can eliminate any I don't know what I want to say, but so that nothing happens, everything is
Creating
above board,
safeguards.
is transparent.
Yes.
Here's what we need.
Question. For the courts, can we consider maybe revisiting these accounting policies every 2 years? Is not that be something that would be considered? Because I think we need to, because I want to make sure we're doing it the best way that we need to do it. Maybe we could have every 2 years just to see where we are. Make sure that things are working the way we need them to work.
So do you need a resolution to accept or reject financial policy or what?
Yeah, I'll move to approve Resolution 25-4B, which is the adoption of the small claims court financial policy.
I second. Then move and second that we accept resolution 25-4B, adopting the small claims financial policies. Are there any other questions concerning this? All those in favor? You got a question? Wait a minute, hold it. You have a question?
I do have a question, only that, just to make sure which version. This is the version, because I can clean it up and take out the yellow. It was just for my notes.
Which
have it?
version are we?
I think that's important for you. Yes.
This is what we read through, so
This
this
is-
is what we're voting on.
Okay, this is the one we're voting on. Okay, thank you.
As amended?
As amended. Thank you for answering my question.
All those in favor
Aye.
with the amendment?
You guys, you can sign the, resolutions after.
The-
The amendment without a negative.
Hello?
Okay.
Next item on the agenda is,
Township budget.
no, presentation, that's the, public hearing. Number 4, public hearing on 2026 township budget. Opening a public hearing.
You have to present the budget.
I need to do a motion, opening a public hearing on the budget.
It would be your pleasure if you would like us to with the budget first, or if you would like to just go into the public hearing. It's up to you.
Present it first.
Okay.
So you have before you a copy of the 2026 budget proposal. And I'll go over this briefly and then, of course, entertain any questions you would have. If you start on page 1, new for 2026 is the rainy day fund budget. I will go back to our capital improvement plan. Senate Bill 1 is basically telling us to spend the monies that we have, so that's what we anticipate doing. That's why you now see for 2026, the rainy day fund listed in our budget proposal at 4.6 million. And then the next, if you just follow page 1 down, is going to be the general fund. It starts with the small claims court. This is going to be the line by line item where we would see interpreter services and those types of things. Page 2 is going to be followed up with the trustees budget, the township general fund, and it follows the same format. And this is just going to keep going back through it to page 4 when you get to the township assistance fund. The first part of that's going to be the welfare administration, the direct assistance. And I wanted to say that what we have done, the big difference for 2026 is we've increased the budget, as you can see, by quite a bit. In 2025, our budget was 10,950,000. This year it's 18,940,000. That is to account for spending those funds. Spending the funds of the township.
Use it or lose it.
Yes.
Mhm.
And that would correlate back to our capital improvement plan. As long as it's budgeted, then we don't have to transfer the 30% of the road fund.
So apologies, I don't know that I followed exactly what you said. There was a cover sheet on the one that was sent, and it showed the sum of the township admin, and then the welfare admin. And why was the township admin so much more than the welfare? Why was the big increase?
Yeah, to answer that.
I don't know if you answered that. That's what I was trying to understand.
Yeah, I can. So if you look from 2025 to 2026, there were some changes in where we paid certain line items from. So previously, welfare admin encompassed salaries to support the township assistance program. Those salaries are now being paid out of the general fund. The logic behind that is we're trying to preserve the township assistance fund dollars for direct assistance. With the uncertainty that we're gonna be facing going into 2028 with some lit changes and some other things that are gonna happen. And so we are now absorbing those into the township admin. The other thing, there were a lot of one-time capital costs for building repairs included in township admin for 2026. So we have some HVAC issues that need to be addressed, plumbing, electrical issues that were not necessarily all on the capital. So that would be why there's a dramatic shift. So if you look at the actual budget, you will see welfare admin, we zero out a lot of salaries and then we move into the general fund.
Oh, homeless intervention of 75,000.
Homeless intervention, those are services and programs that we provide to unhoused individuals. So we provide certain items of relief, so soap, suitcases, blankets, sleeping bags. So those items are charged to that
You rent the mobile showers, does that come out of there too?
line. Fortunately, we have not had to rent it. We have some very generous
Oh, great.
community partners who, but if we did have to rent it, we would charge it there.
You remind me, when do you anticipate for the capital improvements, the two homes being like operational? Is that in 2027?
Hoping to construct in 2026, and have them online by the end of 2026 or early 2027. The goal is to have them online before the winter of.
So if that's the case, is this the line item where you would have expenses related to that
There were funds budgeted in budget for that.
in this line item?
Yes. It would be in general under building improvements for buildings. It'll be 101.1 line 4A.
I'm not speaking about building improvements, I'm just speaking about like you're gonna have to buy furniture for the house, you're gonna have to buy, cookware and all of that stuff.
Yeah, so that would be machinery and equipment and vehicles, or machinery and equipment, which is 101.14B, which is $150,000 that we would use to equip the houses.
A question on the housing. Let's spot them with that was. 8.2.5B. What was the amount for this past year? And are we gonna spend it all?
We're actually gonna go over.
So do we not think bump it up?
So with this category, we're allowed internally, the trustee, to move between the relief categories. So there's underspending in some of the other categories that we will use to absorb those costs.
Okay.
Could you give us an idea what personal services might include for 50,000?
Here, you on page 2?
I was looking at my old sheet.
Are you saying the other personal services,
Uh-huh.
50,000?
Mhm.
Those are what we have built in to the budget if the trustee or the board would give bonuses to employees.
So I know we can discuss, whether or not the board is entitled to a small raise or anything.
We will.
We haven't worked on our salaries yet.
So,
Yeah.
we haven't done what
It's
it's
something
time.
to be worked
No.
on.
Oh, okay. That sounds greedy, all right?
The other thing you'll notice, you also have Form 3, which talks about our tax levy. So our tax levy is slated to increase 4%, which is the state growth quotient. This is the last year that we are guaranteed a growth quotient. But traditionally what's happened, we don't see that growth quotient because of sector tax credits.
Form 2, Margaret,
Form 3.
Form 3.
We don't have that.
I printed it out.
There an increase in,
Market.
The tax rate, yes, it
I'm sorry.
increased by 4%, which was the state growth quotient.
What was that last bit?
It was the state growth quotient, so they, it's a formula they use, and then they say your levies can go up.
So we're anticipating how many dollars coming in?
On the levy,
Yeah.
4,867,300. No, I'm sorry. Yes, that is the levy, but we are anticipating about $694,000 in property tax credits. So you would reduce the levy by the property tax credits.
Reduce it by?
Yes, because those are homeowners who they would be over the 1% or the 2% or 3%, so then they get credits on their bill, which would lower their bills. And so we have to, every unit of government eats those
Eats
credits. And so our share of those credits would be about $693,000.
was there an increase in the, health insurance this year? I know that goes up, kind of goes up and down every year, and I didn't know if there was a huge increase, a little bitty increase, or any increase.
We haven't got it back. Our broker is estimating about 15%.
Okay.
Anything else that needs to be? If not, I'm gonna ask for a motion to open it up for public hearing, for public comment. I get a motion.
Make a motion that we open this for public hearing.
I second.
Then move in second, then we open it up for, public, hearing and public comment. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, it's open to the public. Any comment? Can I get a motion to close, please?
Can I
Go
speak
ahead.
about this?
Are you gonna speak about the budget or what?
I have some, is it okay if I ask questions? Or is this just for comments?
Comment.
Just comments on the question?
What kind of comments you got to say?
Well, I'm just taking a look at what I'm seeing in revenue. Let me say my name.
Please do.
So David Bacon, resident of 3332 Central Avenue. Office, also the chief executive officer with 32nd Meridian. And the only comments I have are that I'm liking, I'd like to hear that the trustee's office is interested in acquiring and rehabbing properties for the office to hold that potential housing and transitional housing. I like to hear, to see that there does seem to be a line item here about providing direct assistance on housing, which I believe is probably mortgage assistance and rental assistance. And I'm very much in favor of that. I'm very personally in favor of that. I would like to see find ways to collaborate with the trustee's office, how we can here in the Fall Creek to use as transitional housing, housing for those who are limited needs, who need to have to be able to live because they've got an eviction or an immigration issue. We have land in the area. We also have, I also know of other CDC heads in Center who are located in Center Township, also have properties who are interested in development. So I'd like to see that, and I'd like to see more of it. So whatever I can do as a citizen, or maybe the Fall Creek Development Corporation can do as an organization to help advocate for the trustees' office to get more funding to make that happen, please let us know.
Thank you.
Is there any other public comment? Hearing none, can I have a motion to close the public hearing?
I'm,
Sorry.
Move
I'll second it.
we, close
I
the
move
public
that the public comment be closed.
hearing. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. So you don't need a vote on this presented tonight, am I correct?
Yes, the budget is not being voted
Okay, next item on the agenda is resolution 25-4B, seeking to appoint trustee Freeman as the, disposition agent for the Center Township trustee property.
Go ahead, Mike.
So yes, this resolution is a resolution to appoint trustee Freeman as the disposing agent for the 13 properties on Marion.
I make a motion that on resolution 25-4D, that we appoint trustee Freeman as the disposing agent for Center Township property.
I'll second that.
Okay, move the second that we appoint trustee Freeman for this, the agent for the Center Township trustees property. Are there any other questions? All those in favor? Aye. Ms. Carr? You in or out?
I'm sorry.
All those in favor?
Are you in favor?
Are you
Yes,
in
I
favor?
said aye.
I'm sorry, I
Yeah.
apologize.
I said aye.
I said motion carried. The next item. Look, you got something?
I was just gonna
Vote nay.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. You got one nay. Okay. Let the record show we have one nay and 4 ayes. Okay. Next item on the agenda is resolution 26-4E community contract.
Madam President and board members, I would like to ask the board members if they would agree with me, with the township entering into a community service contract with, we have 3, the Damien Center, which is located at 1420 East Washington Street. We went and visited the facility, and they are asking if we could contribute a washer and dryer, 2 washer and dryer units, commercial, and I would say not to exceed $3,000 for the Damien Center. They are located at 1420 East Washington Street. And do we have this for the board where they can see? Do they have it? Okay, in your packet, you will see the 3 community partners, people that we would like to contribute to. Yes. But I want to talk about the Damien Center. We went and visited the area, and that's what they're asking for, 2 commercial washer and dryer units for their legacy center to serve their house and unhoused clients.
What did you say the not to exceed was?
3,000. Altogether. Okay, then the next one would be Trans-Solution Research and Resource Center, which is at 3535 North Pennsylvania Street. They would like for us to assist with hygiene kits and bedding, and that would be at $2,000. Is it on there?
Oh, sorry.
Mhm.
Here it is.
And it might be community on there. I believe they recently changed the name. Trans-Solutions. The community
What is
research
it?
and research.
Just say Trans-Solution, you don't have it?
Located at
3535 North Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
I don't think I did.
They're not associated with us.
Yeah,
They are-
Um,
You guys have a different package. Hold on one second. We have-
Okay, so, then the other one, I have a proposal from Allies for Humanity. Allies for Humanity, they have a day program. Here at Center Township, we had a day program, February 11th to April 24th for the winter contingency, which winter contingency is December to March. We had one February to April. And we had partnered with Allies for Humanity. When we ended our program, they moved over to Broadway United Methodist Church at 609 East 29th Street, where they continued the day program. They are open on Monday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays from 10 to 3. And in the contract, which was submitted in August, they were asking if their request was for $32,016 to fully fund the program and to cover essentials, food supplements, operational costs, and so forth. I think you have a copy. Did y'all get a copy of this? The first proposal? Okay, so if you look at the proposal. And the $32,016 was for 4 months, which was September to December of 2025, which we've at the end of September. So this would go to maybe October to December. So I'm asking. Go ahead.
their program is exactly like ours was.
Mm-hmm. Except they have different days, different location. They do feed the unhoused and allow them to come in. Mm-hmm. Well, their program, they haven't went through the winter yet at that location. They were here for our location, but they have not went through the winter month. Yes, they will have it available. It's open, I believe, year round.
Yes, for how much again?
At the time this was submitted, it was for $32,016.
Almost over with now.
So we could start,
The half of that,
so
35, 15,000. In 2026, there'll probably be a whole lot more opening up. And I don't want our hands tied to the point where we can't look at others and give one entity all the money and did not even give another one something.
Can I just point out that they're saying that they get approximately 11 guests per week? What is that number compared to your program when you ran it here?
when we ran the program here, it was, because it was new, we had a lot of people coming in on a day, we were,
Average.
we ran it Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, 10 to 3. What we Monday, Tuesday? Oh, I'm sorry, we were Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, 10 to 3. And we had cots upstairs, we used the whole 7th floor, so we allowed them to sleep. We fed them breakfast and lunch. We had entertainment They're right over here at Roberts Park. Is that right? Did I say it right? Broadway United, that's this church, I keep saying.
That's a lot of money for 11 guests per week. I don't see that they have the,
Yeah, 3.9 a day. I just saw that too.
yeah, that's,
It's a good program, to have for our own house. Also those that are in shelters, they have to leave every day, so they have nowhere to go.
but the reason these numbers are so low is because the weather's nice right now, right? It's not comparing apples to apples, because you guys
Right,
did it in
yeah.
December, so that's not fair to say.
I don't think that we should give 32,000, I think we should give something.
Do we have any insight as to what they're expecting in terms of numbers as the months progress?
I do not, and like.
Because this is their first go at it.
Yeah. With doing the day program, well, they had it one before, I think at West Side Church or something, but I don't have any numbers. And it's a different location. It was Wayne Township, we're Center Township.
More information on it?
They have a disbursement preference section down here where they're saying they would accept, they could do like a two-staged approach.
If I do it, I would like to do it one time. Mm-mm.
Oh, yeah.
Well, the two-stage was,
One go.
yeah, to break the payment up, but that was in September to December. Now we're talking October to December. So we missed a month.
I'm looking at it. On top of it, 2 or 3 months.
And we work together. They, you know, some of the clients come here and go to our clothing closet. They do.
They want 16,000 right now.
So if the trustee's office is not gonna run this program, then I would support doing it, but are they the best equipped to do it? Because when you had it here, you have the staff and everybody that can interact with people and like services are here. Do they have that same capacity to kind of offer wraparound services and staff to interact and do kind of not case management, but intervention? And I don't know if we know that answer. That
When
might
we
be
had the
something.
program here, she did have staff here
Okay.
that were,
They did it.
you know, doing some, our staff were involved too.
Mhm.
I'm not over there to see, I mean, I'm sure she would come in and talk to you guys if you need to, if you have questions.
Table that and have her to come in,
Yeah.
but we can act on the other two.
I'm kind of with, Virgie on the amount of people that participated per week and the amount of money they requested.
Well, we do this, table it,
Kind of match up.
and have her come in at the next meeting. It don't have to be another month or two, we can do it. Boom. And act, or take an act on those other two that she's asking for one way or the other, because, so we can do it tonight.
Maybe might I suggest a hybrid approach where we approve the trustee to give her the discretion to do it after she gets a little bit more information. And that way we're not stalling the funds that are needed to keep the program open by virtue of our inability to meet for another 30 days.
We meet in 10 days.
Oh, we mean 10 days.
November.
Or you can approve an amount now if you so choose, because we're not into winter contingency yet.
Right.
And they still operate daily.
Whether we give them the money or not, they're still gonna have a program.
I believe they need some money to help continue the
Sorry.
program. They need some funding to help continue the program.
And where they located again?
Right over here at the church, at Broadway United Methodist Church.
I don't hear off of Fall Creek.
Yes.
Do we know how many other day programs are out there like this? I mean, obviously there's Horizon House, but other,
We've been visiting and
Yeah.
most of them traditionally don't have a daytime encashment to keep people there during the day.
Mhm.
They have to.
Oh, I know that.
So,
Yeah,
We've been,
which
we've
ones
been
are-
visiting
do have-
shelters, but as far as day programs,
Right.
So I think there's
think
just an
it's-
opportunity to do a little bit more research. Obviously, like you mentioned, this program, I'm sure there are more, but these are the out.
and they're in Center Township, and we worked with them before.
Like, hold on, maybe giving her a certain amount of money, doesn't have to be 30,000, doesn't have to be 15,000, but give her a certain amount of money up to this amount to work with if you find out the program. We can do that, or we can table it and vote another day and bring her in, however the board's pleasure.
What's your preference, trustee?
Well, my preference is if we could give them something, because they have been operating, and I don't know how low their funds are. I do believe they did do a request on Facebook. They're trying to campaign for funds to keep the doors open. So something, and then, like Madam President said, bring her in 10 days, and you can ask her the rest of the questions.
but since it was from September to December,
That's
can
2
we
months,
just,
3 months almost.
okay, but
That's
she
just
asked,
over.
well, it don't matter, but divided by 4.
So
Give her 8,000.
8,000 a month, so do 8,000 for the month of September.
And then we can continue. searching and-
Yeah, we go a little higher than that. 10,
A month and a half?
at least 10.
For a month and a half.
I think a month and a half. Yeah. Probably in mid-October.
Yeah, so 12,000. That'll be a month and a half.
A month and a half.
That's what is going,
They've, is the program already started?
Yeah, as soon as we
Okay,
ended
so
our
we're already
program,
in
they started.
September.
Yeah.
So we'll finish, did they start the 1st of September?
They start, when we ended our program in April, I believe they started their program a couple weeks later. So they've been going since April, first part of May.
But we were going to fund them from September to December
Correct. For the $32,016.
for the $32,016.
Yes.
That was the ask, yeah.
Yes, that's what they have.
I mean, we have the money
Yeah.
and our job is to,
But not throw it to one agency. That's what I'm thinking.
Right, I just want to see.
If
see what they're
everybody
gonna
came here
get.
today and asked for 32,000, it would send us to bankruptcy court.
I appreciate that, but
But it's over a period of time.
And then it's just a short term that they got left to do. Like you said, what did you say? Somebody put out, what did you say? How much did you put?
I said for the month and a half. That's what we discussed. Since it is they requested for September to
So that
December.
would get them for, say, for September and
I
first 2
move
weeks
that
of
we give them
October.
2 months of, operating funds.
So are we counting September or just for October and November? Which one? October and November or from September to now? For October, September and, okay, so
September is almost over. I would
that's where the.
say October.
We cut it in half because half the month of September is gone. So we went
You
with
don't
the
have
half.
4 or 5 days next week.
Well, then, you can get technical, then 10,000.
That's what
Okay, well, I'm with you, Madam President, 10,000.
So 5,000 a month.
My motion is for 2 months. It takes $8,004 a month to operate. So 2 months would be $16,008.
And how you from?
That's my motion is for $16,008 for September and October.
You got a motion on the table to give 16,000 for 2 months. I haven't, what you got?
I was gonna ask a question. If there were any other entities, like any other day programs that are being run that have come to us for asking for money?
No, there has not
And a
been.
lot of them don't know.
They will know.
They have not been, but our staff, Center Township, we have been out to visiting shelters, seeing what their needs are. We went to the Damien Center, you know, we have, we're going to Wheeler Mission. We've been to Wheeler Mission for children. So we know what some of the needs are. Some of it's just tiles, some of, the,
Yeah, to that point,
Yeah.
we organizations have not necessarily asked for direct financial contributions, but they've asked for supplies. And those are items that we can fund out of our supply budget. So we are gonna fund.
Well.
So there are more organizations that we plan to help, and there are probably more contracts that are gonna, as we get closer to the winter contingency and we see the landscape.
And we will let you know when we, you know, we'll do a summary of everywhere that we have been and let you know what we buy. That we will take personally to you are welcome to go with us when we go out
All these,
and deliver.
like in Center Township.
Every place is in Center
They just
Township.
have to be in Center Township, there's not.
Center Township has the bulk of the places.
Have you been to this facility?
We have.
And I mean, it's
What? I went to the grand opening.
safe,
and-
clean.
And safe is clean. And we have cots here. We haven't really decided what we're going to do when, as we get closer to winter, but we have to do, we'll all do something as an agency, yes.
What, I know that we have a bucket in the budget for these types of expenditures. Where are we at on that? How much left do we have to spend for the rest of the year?
So for 2025, we budgeted $100,000, and we have not thus far given any community service contracts.
So you've got the whole 100,000.
Right, go ahead, Mark.
The challenge with
Yes.
that is that so traditionally, these come up closer towards the end of the year or as organizations start to run out of funds. Right? You don't want to
Burn
burn through it because, you know, last year, towards the end of the year, we had several organizations very desperate. Please, they were just out of money.
Yeah.
And so we wanted to make sure we have money going into it.
We have a lot of wish lists that we need to
Yeah.
look at Amazon and start finding stuff too.
Yeah, Boys and Girls Club have sent wish lists for the club in Center Township. So we have a lot of organizations. Like I said, we have some dollars in our supply budget to fund most of it. So we're doing more than just this.
I call for the question. I'll second your motion.
Second, they'll give them 2 months. Any additional questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I said I, but we're still bringing them in.
Yes.
What?
We'll bring them in.
The cost. Staff.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Was that, did y'all do the Damien Center? We gotta do the, and Trans Solutions. Okay, all right.
And I get a motion, get Damon up to $3,000 to get 2 washers and 2 dryers, and the Transit Solutions Center 2,000.
Seconded.
Then move the second that we give Damon up to $3,000 for 2 washers, 2 dryers, and Transit Solutions 2,000. Are there any other questions? All those in favor of giving it? Aye. Ayes have motion carried. Trustee report?
Okay, I'm looking for it. You have it, Tracy?
It should be right there.
Hey.
You did. I really don't want to be. You saw like she's moving on my face.
Okay.
Oh, was that it?
Just to,
You wanted to-
tell you,
You want to talk about it.
Remember everything. Have a little system here to keep track of everything.
I need an envelope.
Here you go. Okay, and then if you wanted to mention this, talk about it, you might.
Yes.
Okay, Center Township has been we participated so far in, 3 parades this year. Riverside Community Parade, the Parade of Hope. We will be in the Circle City Classic Parade on this Saturday. So if anybody wants to join us in the Circle City Classic Parade, let us know.
Yeah, walking or driving?
We have a car for you. If you want to. You can ride in a truck or something. We are preparing to do our annual coat drive. We have partnered with Light of the World Christian Church. This is our third year. So they will be gathering their church members to donate coats. They have been giving us shoe donations, like every Monday we go pick up shoes. So we're grateful to Light of the World Christian Church. We continue to have our monthly community events. Tomorrow we have a job fair, and it will be an evening job fair. So if anyone's looking for a job, it'll be from 4 to 7 on tomorrow. We will be giving away, I believe, 150 turkeys for Thanksgiving. We will open up registration on October 1st to October the 10th for the turkey giveaway. Trunk or treat will be scheduled October 21st, which I can bring this up in the next meeting, but yeah, trunk or treat will be October 21st. In the past, we asked the board members to back up a truck, donate candy, and be out there in the parking lot with us. We will be doing, in the future, coming up, community baby shower, breakfast with Santa in December. Those are the big 3 events that we have coming up: the baby shower, breakfast with Santa, trunk or treat, and a community dinner in November. I think that's all I have.
Do you want to talk about any of the workshops?
When is-
Veterans and mental
Um, Well, I believe everybody's getting all our emails, I hope. So you kind of know what our calendar looks like, but we did have a luncheon for the veterans here last week. Y'all know we do a lot here. So, and y'all welcome to come and volunteer, participate. We continue to give out clothes from our clothing closet. Our food pantry we're getting things geared back up to start ordering, food for our pantry. I don't know. We do a lot. Y'all get the calendar.
When is,
Yeah, I
what you
gotta
say,
bring
Light of the World
Google.
was?
Light of the World, they're doing their annual coat drive. It'll probably be for October to maybe December.
It will probably be that. Mr. Blue has been in touch with our contact person, but they had death in their family, so we just kind of give them a little bit of time before we get our new flyers.
We had AES here yesterday evening. So I wasn't here. I was at the conference, but I believe that went well. I think that's really all I had.
They did change their mind about $30.
I wasn't here.
I went in there and they said, what questions do you have? I said, well, I don't have any questions. I just don't want you to raise my bill.
Oh, you came?
I was here for the club meeting, so I popped in.
Oh, also, we had a mental health self-care workshop for our staff. So, our staff really needed that, especially our case managers. They get caught up with our clients and, yeah, they needed that. So it was very helpful. So we'll probably continue to have those workshops here.
They have to deal with so many personalities.
Okay, if that's it, is there a motion to adjourn?
I want to say Judge Roper's birthday is Saturday.
Happy.
Can we get a motion to adjourn?
Party gonna be at.
I'm still on record.
I would like to make a motion to adjourn.
I second that motion.
Move the second that we adjourn all those in favor?
Aye.
Well, disconnect that real quick. I ain't thinking that. I don't know where to.
I got told off on the party, the birthday.
It's your home now?
Oh,
Records.
oh.